I know there's a lot of exciting things going on today over at the legislative building, and I hope that you're watching that. I wanted to bring this story to you as well. Can you tell me your name?
Chelsea Le Chatelier.
Chelsea Le Chatelier. And,
And this is Ava, my daughter.
and this is Ava. And they are from the group Reopen Wake County. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I wanted to bring this story to you. Although there are two here, this is a mom and her daughter. What we're doing today is really important. And again, in our series of how do people get involved? Where do they jump in? This is a great story because here's a mom and her daughter who have driven here today knowing that there's a press conference at 2 o'clock with Roy Cooper. And there are some people who had Roy Cooper bumper stickers on. I'm not sure if they were with the party or not.
Yeah, sometimes the press goes by. We like to wave at them too.
So right here across the street is the closest that we can get to Roy Cooper's press conference today. And usually there's a group of people out here, but apparently they're over at the legislative building. There's some great things going on. We're going to find out more about that later. But there is Roy Cooper's car. This is where he's having the press conference. This is the closest that you can get as the public to the press conference. It is a fenced area. You cannot get in. There's a guard around the corner. We're getting a lot of high fives here. There's a guard around the corner, so you can't get into the building. Chelsea, can you tell me a little bit about why are you out here?
So we have been petitioning the governor for weeks now, right? Months? Are we into months now? Emails, phone calls showing up, and he has shown zero communication, has never acknowledged us as citizens, continues to make decisions that affect us, and he doesn't care to listen to us at all. I'm just a regular Wake County citizen. This is my home. I love it. Wake County's been my home for 30 years, and my friends and family, I'm watching them as the weeks go by. They do not have a voice. These decisions are being made. They do not receive stimulus checks. They have not received unemployment. They are losing their businesses. They are suffering just different domestic violence and mental health issues, and he does not listen. He will not listen. So we are out here to put a little bit of pressure on him in a 100% legal and law-abiding way, but this is literally the only way that we can communicate because he will not communicate in any other way.
So how many times have you been out here?
3 or 4 now.
And do you think that he's seen you in any of the previous times you've been out here?
That is a great question. Let this guy. So yes, actually, the first time we came, there was a group of maybe 6 or 8 of us, and we parked up here, and we came in a public parking lot. We walked down, and he was actually, we think, standing right here at this window, prepping for his press conference.
Okay.
It had not started yet, and as soon as we come walking down, we have our flags, our signs, we're waving.
And there's someone across the way, I'm sorry to interrupt you, who's looking at us right now. There's a lady, I think she's checking it out, checking to see who's here. She's got a headset on. She's talking to someone. We don't know who, but I'm sorry to interrupt you. And
I think he did see us because it ended up being the same shirt he wore on air. So,
Okay, so during one of the appearances, you're pretty confident he saw you. Probably saw you through the window over there. Now, we're not supposed to be on that side of the road near the fence. So we're here, and Chelsea is here.
So what's probably going to happen, because normally we will stand, we sometimes stand at the gates, and the first time we went, there were many cops there, the state police, and the second time we just went straight to that gate, and there was, I think, one state policeman there, but within 5 minutes, 5 or 6 more rolled up. But once we established we're peaceful, we just have our signs, we'll abide by the rules, we'll stand on the right side of the road. They might not stay. Oh, we're getting some waves.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very interesting, though, to watch who comes in and out of this thing.
Okay, who have you seen come in and out?
Well, you see the press, and sometimes they'll come out and talk to us, but more often than not, they just kind of go by. we've seen catering trucks come and go. That's, I mean, most often if I'm out here soon enough, I will see his. Oh, now the car's moving. Yep.
Okay, so we missed it, but they snuck him into the car, probably. No,
Don't
you
know.
think? No, we
I
don't
know. What time is it?
The press conference started at 2:00 today.
There's no way. He's not out by now.
He's
They're
not
just
out by
moving
now.
the
She's
car.
saying they're just. Oh, and you know what? Look
Yep.
how good she is. They are just
I-
moving the car.
I knew they'd move the car. When they see us here, they move the car so he won't be seen coming out of the building.
No, isn't this incredible? This is a great story, right? They turned the car around so that he could slip in on that side and not be seen, or apparently not have to see that there are his constituents. Some of his constituents are out there. They're literally blocking the door. And this is great citizen activism. This is one woman, a homeschool mom, one woman and her daughter, and me with a phone. Literally, we are the only ones on the road, okay? And they had to move the car. Look at this. Look at this. They had to move the car so that he didn't see. I mean, there's no other reason why they would have moved the car that way. So that he could slip in to the passenger side seat without seeing.
More people out there
and
than there was before.
and now there are more people out, and you know, and on one hand I do understand, and I'm sure you understand too, that we would want to protect our governor.
Absolutely.
We don't want anything to happen to our governor. It's an important office. It's important to respect the office. So we are nonviolent people,
For sure.
and we want our governor protected. But really, this is who he's being protected from. I'm just gonna walk this way so that you can see. This is who he's being protected from.
We're very menacing.
From
Across the street.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, so I actually thought they were going to move the car. Last time it took them no time at all. Somebody hopped in the car and it went around the side of the building. There's actually 4 or 5 entrances to this building. And by the way, you would never know that this is where his press conference is, except that we happen to have some friends who he used to be in the National Guard, and this is the National Guard building, and so he knew this. They do not advertise this. So you find out the day of when the press conference is, literally the day of. So it was on the media at 4:30 this morning, and it's at 2 p.m. today. So we show up, I mean, you know, he could always change his location at any time, but thus far, 3rd or 4th time in, this is the same location and the same car and the same everything.
Now, have you tried to call Roy Cooper's office
Me?
since the shutdown? And what can you tell me what's happened when you've called his office?
So if I get a live body, which I have twice now, the first woman, she'll just listen to my concerns, and she actually wasn't the most polite. She just said, what I don't even know, this was weeks ago, so it was first when things were coming out. I think I asked about stats, like where is he getting his stats from, and she just said, you know, I'm passing along whatever he said, but she was not happy with me at all. But then I called again last week just for the fun of it. I'll just keep calling, and the lady I got was very nice. And what did I ask her about? I don't know what I asked her about, but she was much more okay, and she wrote down whatever it was I asked, and I'll pass that message along. And so she was nicer. Mm-hmm. But more often than not, you don't even get a live body.
Yeah, I've tried to call myself a few times, and I've gotten just an answering service in the middle of the day, like right before 5 in the morning. I've tried a number of times, and I get an answering service. So I was told that because the office was closed down for coronavirus, and I asked, like, how can I get any information from my governor if the office is shut down? So, but apparently you did get through, so that's good. I mean, some people are getting through. Let's see. The car's moved so that he can sneak through the door, probably with his head down. Maybe he can't see over. It's a large sort of SUV, and to protect him from having to see a constituent and her daughter, literally one person. He doesn't want to see one woman who has some very legitimate concerns. Who is the person who's closest to you, who's been affected by this shutdown? And can you tell me a little bit about what they're going through?
Oops, hold on just one second.
Oh,
Oh, that's Lana.
We're going to pause here.
Are you?